went back over and went over the ground and got another iron signal real long, and so pulled that one out, and it was about 7 feet long, but it was no, that one was 6 feet long, but it was threaded on both ends, so it's like this real black iron. I think it's a old water pipe.
Yeah, black water pipe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ohio. I was gonna say Ohio relic hunters on here saw your video, and I guess you were straightening out the. I think it's an whatever.
Yeah.
I can't remember. He says I saw the video and I was yelling at the screen when I saw Craig almost straightened it out. Don't straighten it. Don't straighten it. Sorry. Go ahead. I had to laugh about that.
Oh, and I got a silver ring in the front yard, and it's like a child's ring, real tiny one. And that was down maybe 5 inches, 6 inches deep. And then over where I got the carpenter square, I got this nice signal. And I must have dug 7 or 8 inches down, and it was I saw a dime, and I was like, oh man, it's got to be silver. Mm-hmm. And I pulled it up, and it says 71, 1971. I was like, damn.
That's when you chucked it in your neighbor's yard. Just throw it away. Get out of here. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I actually posted up some stuff on the. I think I posted them up on both of them, but the some of the iron. For those of you guys, kind of new to the hobby and stuff, you hear us talk a lot about discriminating out iron, and looking for coins or whatever. But I get to the point now where if it's big iron, if it seems like it's a big piece of iron, I automatically dig it, because you just never know what you're going to dig up. A lot of times, yeah, it might be a piece of angle iron or some kind of weird thing, but I mean, you get those times where you start getting into old relics, iron relics, and I was able to dig up, which I never thought would impress me, is an old, I think it's 1800s old coat hanger. And I put a photo up on there, and what makes me think that is because it looks like it has a rivet, like it'd been hammered in. The hanger's actually in 2 pieces. You got the loop around, and then the hook on the top is a separate piece of metal, and it actually has a pin, a hammered in pin, like a blacksmith made it. I don't know I don't know how old it is. I know Mike Miller saw it. He thought the same thing as I did. It has to be the late 1800s. But I'm starting to think it was rather early, and I can't find one on any old photos, because I usually go on like the Google Photos part. You put in there like photos of hangers. Just put up stuff. A lot of them, from new to old. I can't find anything that looks like it. I don't know if they specially made it, but it's complete. I mean, it's rusted really bad, but I just never have found a hanger like that. I find bits and pieces of the newer ones because they usually rust up really fast. I think, most of them nowadays are making them out of plastic. But I found that, and the drill, I'm almost positive, is like 1890s to 1905. It's really toasted bad, but the design itself, I looked that up on the photos too. I usually go to that first to see what kind of photos are up on there. So I found that, and I found the iron. That may be early between 1900 and 1910. It could be older. The thing that's surprised me about it is actually it has a hole right dead center, and a lot of the irons I saw had a hole like towards where the point of it is, and then back in the back it had 2 holes to bolt the handles. So this one was a little bit different. And if anybody really, has figured out or likes looking at irons and stuff, figuring out what time frame they're from, be sure to post it up on the Facebook page. I'm just kind of curious. I'm actually hunting this property for the Tri-County Community Center. They've had this property right next door to the building, and they've been letting the kids play volleyball and kickball and everything else. Well, I started noticing all these pipes, several pipes sticking out of the ground. I found the old wellhead. It was like an inch down, but it had like a bunch of nails above it. A lot of hazards for the kids, I guess. They keep the property well mowed, but I've been digging. I even dug out a 30-some-odd pound electric motor off to the side there, but it just seems like there's a lot of activity. But that's why I dig big iron, because number one, you want to get it out of there. But number two, I've been having a lot of luck lately digging it. This stuff's not worth anything to most people, but to me, it's a relic, so I want it. and I'm going to put some show boxes and stuff like that together. That's where I found the brooch and several other items, and I'll put them in a little show box. They can hang it on the wall. The place they have used to be an old fire department, where the new building is now. So they have a lot of the firefighting stuff on the wall, pictures and stuff. So I thought it'd be a good addition for it. They're all excited. I think they got more excited about it than me because they actually have adult activities there, like a quilting club and the bingo and all that stuff there. So those ladies were all excited about seeing an iron and a hanger, and because they do that kind of stuff anyway. So, but I don't know what it's going to lead into. I haven't found any coins yet there, Craig, but it's not for lack of trying. I think they're there. They're just masked up so bad with all the pipes and everything in the ground. I got to get everything ripped out of there the best I can anyway. And I'm sure there's got to be some old coins there. And I haven't even found a Lincoln, like a regular Zinken Lincoln. And I've just got kind of surprised me too. But there's
That's weird.
well, just so much big iron. I mean, when you're talking stuff that weighs 10 pounds laying in the ground, like an inch or so down, it's you're not going to get anything underneath that. You got to get it out of the way first. So, well, keep you apprised of the situation. So. But guys, yeah, our call-in number is 352-504-4170. If somebody has a topic they want to talk about in particular, or a story, or whatever, questions, feel free to call in. I see a lot of you guys are on chat. I saw Mike Miller, Ohio Relic Hunter, and I think I saw, Swazi's on there, Bob D. Thunderdome's on there tonight. I thought I saw JD on here somewhere. Well, it's not letting me go all the way back and chat. But anyways, hi guys, and glad you're on the chat line tonight. But Craig, you mentioned a video earlier, and I can't remember exactly what it was about, but I thought it was neat, or the post, one of the two. I saw the post up there.
Yeah, there's a post. I was looking on Med's Blitztool site, I think on Facebook, and it's wait, let me see here.
It was over in the UK.
I found a Henry VIII gold angel coin, gold Statler coin, and a gold ring found with the metal detector Blitztool, the BC6 by user Trill in the United Kingdom.
That's a good day. Sign me up for a hammer gold coin, Craig.
Anyway, it's on my Blitztool America site on Facebook. And,
yeah, I think I moved her around a little bit too.
You can go to it. You can go to read the whole story from the. It's pretty. All three. Well, those two coins. You just don't find those in England that often.
And it was an angel coin, you said?
It's called a Henry VIII gold angel coin.
Yeah, it's hammered,
and
though, right?
Also found a gold Statler coin
and
a gold ring.
It was a big day for him. Shoot. That's what I was saying at the beginning of the show. I go out with Mike Miller. I don't find anything but some clad and weird stuff, and then he goes out the next day with Paul, and they all find gold rings. It's like, man,
yeah,
it's a luck of the draw. I feel like I'm never going to get another gold ring.
Well, I got, it's funny. I got all these fans over in Russia and Turkey and Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
And if I look at my YouTube, the third most countries watches me is Italy.
Yeah, they're big fans of metal detecting over there.
And Turkey has moved way up on the list.
Yeah. Well, several of those companies are out of Turkey also that produce metal detectors, but they're kind of the ones I've seen are kind of the lower end, but they still find stuff for you. So what the heck, having a metal detector is if you can't find any of the other ones, you can just you got what you got. You got to hunt with it. So
yeah,
I think we get spoiled here by the selection or the amount of different models, makes, styles of metal detectors we're able to get here in the U.S. And, it makes it hard for, especially the newer people to the hobby to try to distinguish which one they want, which one they, and it usually comes down to your first metal detector is just, I want to try out something. Like I started out with a bounty hunter just to see if I was even going to like using it. And then, automatically within about, I don't know, it wasn't very long after that, I was already buying my first one. I went with whites, but it was more the style of the detector I liked than anything else. The performance of it and stuff. I think, it's almost, you're new to the hobby, so you're gonna grab what looks good and what you think will work good. And then as you get into then you start really looking at what the performance is on each of these detectors, and that's where it gets a little bit more complicated. But we have a lot of choices here. Maybe some of these other countries, they don't have the same amount of choices, that they can afford. So I don't know. What's your thoughts on that, Craig? Is it about right or?
Yeah, when my friend Mike, we played tennis a lot together over the years, and when I guess the first year I met him, he shows me this gold coin he found. It was a $1 gold piece, and found it in the schoolyard, probably within, I don't know, 3 or 4 blocks from where we were standing. We were at a tennis court getting ready to play. And he said, "Look at this! I found this the other day." And I said, "What do you mean you found it?" And he said, "I found it with a metal detector." And I said, "Man, really?" I said, "Man, I've always thought about getting one." And I said, "How many of those have you found?" So he goes, "Oh man," he says, "I'm so lucky. Most people never even, ever find one." And he ended up finding another one about 10 years later. But anyway, I got, curious, and I said, and he was talking about all this stuff that he found. And so I said, "Man, can I see any of that stuff?" And so he said, "Yeah, come on over." So I went over, and I never knew they had large cents, big old, huge pennies, half cents, all these, coins and stuff. I was like, "Man, this is really cool." I said, "I remember walking Liberty half dollars when I had a paper out, and they were still in circulation." And so I said, "Man," I said, "You got any used metal detectors you want to sell?" And he said, "Actually, I do." He said, "I sell them on the side." And so the cheapest one he had, I think, was a Tesoro Royal Sabre. And I think it was either a 7 or 8 inch coil, I think, concentric. And it had a blanker on it where you could actually blank up to a few inches, and you wouldn't hear anything. Like, you could set it for 1 or 2 or 3 inches, and you wouldn't hear anything unless it was below that.
Oh, okay.
What else? It had a notch too, so you could. It didn't have a lead or anything, so you could put a notch where you could pick up just coins and then nickels.
Right.
And that was, it was just a basic machine. It didn't go very deep at all. And I found probably, I guess, close to 30 silver coins with it, and maybe 1,000 coins.
Yeah.
And so my friend had this. He had this Technetics. I think it was 7800, and it took 14 AA batteries. Thing had a U handle on it, and had about an 8-inch coil, I guess. But it had this tone ID, and you could tell silver when you went over it. You could just hear it.
Mm-hmm.
And it had a pretty good meter. Didn't go real deep, but I was digging that World War II housing project, and it was the trashiest place you've ever seen. And I could just cherry pick. I remember one time I dug 5 silver quarters out of this one yard, just cherry picking. Didn't even go for pennies. Because there was starting to be, competition up there. People were, a lot of people were digging up there. And
that's like we went out. Oh, good. Sorry.
That machine killed me on batteries. God.
Oh yeah.
14 and it ate them up quick too.